There's one really, really popular thing in the homeschool world that I have never done. But today, all of that changes. Stick around and I'll give you all the details. It may come as a surprise, or maybe not. I have never attended a homeschool conference. Never been too interested in attending a conference, but as I said, that changes today. One of the main deterrents of attending a conference is the cost. Now, I don't mean just the cost of tickets for said conference. I also mean in-person conferences are expensive. You have to consider how you're going to travel, so airplane tickets or gas, any repairs maybe that need to be done to your car, or just general maintenance before you go on the trip if you're driving. You have to think about food. You have to think about childcare. If you are bringing your family with you, what are they going to do while you're at the conference? Do you need to pay for extra activities? All of those things are things that need to be considered when looking at the total cost of a homeschool conference, and it generally is just not in our budget. And while, yes, you're right, I could work it into our budget over time and make it something that we save up for, it's not been a real high priority because, to be quite honest, there's not really much in a homeschool conference that I'm really feeling like I'm missing out on. One of the main reasons why I would attend a homeschool conference would be the exhibit hall, the vendor hall, walking through, seeing all the curriculum, all the books, all the manipulatives, all those things would be the part that really gets me. So if I could, I would buy like a day pass to a local homeschool conference and just go strictly for the vendor hall times, because really that's the only thing that I would look forward to. Some conferences do have really great speakers, but generally speaking, most conferences don't have a large portion of speakers that I'm really wanting to hear from. There may be a few of them that I would like to hear from, but not enough to justify the cost that I would have to budget for in order to get to the conference. Another thing that I take into consideration that kind of deters me away from homeschool conferences is the amount of time that it takes. Now, yes, generally a homeschool conference is over the course of a couple of days, but you also, again, have to think of travel time. If you're flying, that helps cut down a little bit of that time. If you're driving, it depends on where the conference is. That could be much shorter, but it also could be significantly longer. That may be you have to plan 2 days for travel time just to get to the conference. And not only the time that it takes to get to the conference and then get back home from the conference, but also the time that it takes to prepare. So thinking of what you're going to do with your children, making sure meals are ready to go, or there's a meal plan, or there's groceries, or things like that, packing. But then also when you come home, you have to undo all of those things, except for groceries. You're still going to buy more groceries, but now you have to unpack and work on getting things back into the rhythm, back into their normal flow after you have just been gone for that period of time. And I have mentioned a couple of times about childcare. That's another big one for me. It's not as easy as it seems. While yes, I could bring my husband and my daughter along to a homeschool conference and kind of treat it more of a family vacation, I tend to not really like that idea because my daughter and my husband are on the vacation and I'm at a homeschool conference. And so while they're out doing all of the fun family vacation activities, I would be at the conference. And while that's okay, I don't want to miss out on those experiences and those fun things with them, but also the idea of leaving them back home, that could work. but my husband works. And so then I'd have to find someone to keep my daughter for several days during the day while my husband is at work, or even over the weekend. That could work. There just is too many moving parts. And it just honestly doesn't seem like something that I feel I need to make sure I get to every single year. But like I said, that all changes today. Is the first day of the Brave 2024 Homeschool Conference. I've chosen to attend, and I'm actually going to be in a small part of this conference because a lot of the worries and plans and things that I just described as deterrents from other homeschool conferences are not things that I really need to take into consideration for Brave, because Brave is an online conference. So this means it's one price for my ticket, and that's it. I don't have to take into consideration the cost of travel, childcare, food, hotel stay, none of those things. I just buy my ticket, and then that's all that I know I'm going to have to spend. And I still get 3 days of an amazing conference experience. The live aspect of the Brave conference really intrigued me because it allows me to get some of that community building, some of that interaction. I'll be able to chat with other attendees. There will be live Q&A sessions, so after a session is done, I'll be able to go in and chat with different speakers. I also, remember how I was talking about the vendor hall, exhibit hall situation? I'll actually be able to talk to some of the exhibitors in a live Zoom call. So if I have questions about their curriculum, or if I'm wondering if this is a good choice, or I want to see examples of things or get recommendations, I will have the opportunity to do that live with a representative from that company. I've also, from a little birdie, heard that there are some fun games that are going to be played with grab bags and giveaways, because we all love giveaways and games. The speakers for the Brave conference are some of the people that I tend to pick out of other homeschool conferences that I really want to listen to and get wisdom from, but they just seem to be kind of all over the place at different conferences, and I can't make it to them all. So I am so excited that most of the speakers that I have wanted to listen to are actually going to be all together in the same conference. So I'm really looking forward to that. As I said, the conference starts today, but it's not too late to get your tickets. I will leave a link down in the description. Go get your ticket. Join me over there at the conference. I'd love to chat with you. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.